So I've lost my job twice in Japan, and both times it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. First time I lost my job, I wasn't ready for it and it was extremely painful. I was working for the Miyagi Board of Education as the ALT supervisor, so I was in charge of overseeing about 80 Miyagi jets, and it was supposed to be a 1-year contract renewable indefinitely. Until my 4th year, when the Board of Education decided that going with a dispatch company would be a little bit less hassle than contracting directly with Jet. And of course, not having any Jet ALTs, they didn't really need an ALT supervisor, so I got about 4 months notice that I wouldn't have a job the following year. This was incredibly stressful, as you can imagine. So my wife and I didn't really have savings, we didn't have investments, we didn't really have a plan B, and it was very tough. I was lucky in that I had a few friends who could hook me up with part-time work for a year or so until I found another full-time job. But it was that loss of income that put me on the path to learning more about personal finance, to sorting out my finances, and put me where I am today, basically. It also meant that I ended up with a much more enjoyable job, where I was in a completely new environment, new context, I could learn a huge amount, and basically everything was better. So I had a few months of being stressed, and then after that everything got better. Second time I lost my job was in 2022, when my university decided they didn't really need English teachers anymore, or at least they didn't want me to be an English teacher anymore. And that also was fantastic because it freed up a lot of time for me to focus on things that were more fun, more enjoyable, and possibly had more potential. And the key is I never would have made that jump on my own because my position was just too comfortable. It was fairly well paid, it was fairly easy. I wasn't really learning anymore, I wasn't really enjoying it anymore, but it was comfortable. So losing my job gave me that little push that I needed to move on to the next thing and to grow a little bit more. Growing is uncomfortable. It's kind of like being the hermit crab, I guess. Hermit crabs find a shell and then they grow into the shell, and when the shell gets too small for them, they've outgrown it, they have to leave and they have to find another shell. That's very uncomfortable, but it's the key for them to grow and survive and thrive and so on. And I think humans might be the same. So if you're in a bad situation, if things are not going the way you want them to, then maybe this is the start of something better. This is maybe where you get to grow and evolve and find a better situation. How about you? Have you ever found yourself in a position that initially seemed terrible but actually turned out to be a good thing? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.